Yes, very good evening, Sila. So, today's topic is principles of metallurgy. Principles of metallurgy. Principles of metallurgy. Yes, children, you already heard about the topic of metals in lower classes, and you learn about their characteristics and their properties and everything. So, in our daily life, metals plays a major role because metal has some characters, some property, different types of properties. That is, one is the sonority, ductility, and malleability. Already this topic you learn in lower classes, such as 8th class, I think. So, in this lesson, we are going to study about their some more important properties of metals. So, metals plays a major role in our daily life. Some metals are used as a jewelries. Example of gold, platinum, and silver. Some metals are used as utensils. And metals. So, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metallurgy. So, metallurgy means here the process of extraction of metal from the earth crust or ore. The process of extraction of metal of their ores is called metallurgy. The process of extraction of metal from their ore is called metallurgy. So, the metals mainly present under the earth crust. Our earth is a major sources to obtain the metal children. Not only that, some of the seawater also some of the metals, they are soluble as a chlorides. The first major sources of metal is earth. Our earth is the big sources of metal. Earth crust is the big source of metal. And then after seawater, many of the metals are soluble in the seawater as a chlorides. Example of sodium chloride and magnesium chloride like that. These chlorides are completely dissolved in the seawater. Okay, children. So, some metals are available in free state because of they are very less reactive metal. Example of silver, gold, platinum, silver, gold, and platinum. So, these are very, very low reactive metal, less reactive metal. That's why they are available in free state in the nature. They are very less reactive metal. They are available in free state in nature. Free state in nature. Because of these metals are very less reactive metals. That's why they are available in free state in nature. Some of the other metals are mainly the highly reactive metal. They are not available in the free state. And that metals are available in the form of compounds. And understood, children? So, metals, silver, gold, and platinum. These are all the free state in nature, these metals. Because of they are very less reactive metal. These metals are very less reactive metal. That's why they are available in free state in nature. But some of the other metals, mostly available in the form of compounds. And the elements and compound of the metals. The element and compound of the metals available in the earth crust. Available in the earth crust. So they are called minerals. minerals. The elements are compound of the metal occurs in the earth crust. That is called minerals. So because of your silver, gold, platinum, they are very less reactive metal because they are free state in nature. And the other metals are not available in free state because of their most reactive metal. They are mostly available in the form of compounds. So the elements are compounds. The elements are compounds occurs in the nature of earth crust. They are called minerals. Okay, sir. And these minerals, so these minerals are consist of very huge amount of metals. That metal we have to extract it without economical loss. That is called ore. Ore. Okay, sir. Once again, minerals. Because of the most of the highly reactive metals are available in the form of compounds because they are highly reactive metals, they are not available in free state. That's why the elements are compounds of the metal. The elements are compounds of the metal occurs in the nature of earth crust. They are called minerals. So these minerals is consist of huge amount of metal. Huge amount of metals. So that metal we have to extract it without economical loss. They are called ore. The minerals in which the metals are extracted without economical loss, they are called ore. The ores are present under the earth crust. Minerals in which the metals are extracted without economical loss, they are called ore. So mainly minerals. So here some of the places the minerals are consist of huge percentage of metal. But that metal we have to we have not feasible to easily. We are not extracted without economical loss. Example of aluminium will be there. The aluminium metals, the aluminium minerals available in the nature, the huge amount in different places. But it is not a proper way we get the metal from that. So that's why instead of the mineral of aluminium, because of aluminium consists of more huge amount of metal. The mineral consists of huge amount of aluminium in that. But that metal we can't get it without economical process. That's why instead of the minerals, we have to use the ore of aluminium. So the ore of aluminium is called bauxite. Bauxite. Al2O3 2H2O. Bauxite is the ore of aluminium. So minerals, some places of minerals consist of huge amount of metals. Example of aluminium. The aluminium is available in the form of mineral huge amount. But we can't feasible that without economical losses. That's why instead of minerals, we have to use the bauxite ore. This is the aluminium ore. Bauxite is the aluminium ore. So we can get the aluminium from this easily without economical losses. So that's why we will get the aluminium from the ore of bauxite. It is the bauxite ore formula. The ores are available in the form of earth crust. Okay, sir. So the important ore of aluminium is bauxite, Al2O3 2H2O. Let me see some of examples of ores and which metals are present in that. Very most important here. Let us see the table. Here, ore, formula, metal, which metal are present in that. This is the one. Let me see some one. The first one is ore. The The first one is ore name is bauxite. Bauxite ore. So ore is bauxite. Ore is bauxite. And the formula Al2O3 2H2O. So ore name is bauxite and the formula Al2O3 2H2O. Which metals are present in this? Aluminium is the metal. The metal is available in this aluminium. Second one is copper iron pyrites. Copper iron pyrites. CuFeS2. Copper, Fe means iron, pyrites. CuFeS2. It is a formula. So the metal which are present in this copper metal is present in this. Metal is copper. Next ore is magnesite. MgCO3. Metal is present in this. Magnesium is the metal. Magnesium is the metal. Next one, Epsom salt. Epsom salt. MgSO4 7H2O. So which metal is present in this? Magnesium is the metal. Epsom salt magnesium. Next one, Horn silver. AgCl. So in this Ag is present. Ag means silver, argentum. Ag metal is present in this. Next one, pyrolusite. Pyrolusite. MnO2. So manganese is the metal in this. Mn means manganese is the metal. Next, hematite. Fe2O3. Ferrous is the metal in this. So these are the ores formula and which metals are present in this. So since here, bauxite the first ore, formula Al2O3 2H2O. In this metal, aluminium is present in this. Next one is copper iron pyrites. CuFeS2. Copper metal is present in this. Next, magnesite. MgCO3. Magnesium is the metal. Epsom salt. Formula MgSO4 7H2O. Magnesium is the metal. Horn silver. AgCl. Ag is the metal. Pyrolusite. MnO2. Manganese is the metal. Hematite, Fe2O3, iron is the metal. And the next one, the ore name is zincite. Zincite. Formula is ZnO. Metal present in this zinc. Then after, rock salt. Formula is NaCl. Metal is Na, sodium. Next one, cinnabar. HgS. Cinnabar. Mercury is the metal in this. It is the liquid metal. Cinnabar. Next one, magnetite. Fe2O4. Fe2O4. This is a Fe is the iron is the metal is present in this. Fe3O4. Iron is the metal. Next one, galena. PbS. Lead is the metal, Pb. Next one, gypsum. CaSO4, 2H2O. Calcium is the metal. Next one, limestone. Limestone. CaCO3. Calcium is the metal. Next one, carnallite. Carnallite. KCl, MgCl2, 6H2O. So here magnesium is the metal. So these are the ores and their formulas and metals which are present in that children. Very, very most important result. So by seeing of this table, what we understand that most of the metal available in the form of oxides and sulfides, carbonates and chlorides. So all these metal, most of these metal available 75% and 70 to 80% metals we have to obtain in the elements form only. So every element is available in the form of as a metals, and some of the non-metals also will be there. So these are the ores and the formulas and which metals are present in this. So according to this table, what we conclude that here most of the metals are available in the form of oxides, sulfides and carbonates, chlorides. So here according to the reactivity, metals we have to classify into three types. One is highly reactive metal, moderate reactive metal, low reactive metal. According to the reactivity, metals are classified into three types. They are highly reactive metals, moderate reactive metals, and low reactive metals. Highly reactive metals, the reaction takes place within seconds. They are called highly reactive metals. The reaction takes place within seconds. They are called highly reactive metals. Example of highly reactive metals here. Examples is potassium, sodium, and the next one is calcium, magnesium, aluminum. Highly reactive metal. The reaction takes place within seconds is called highly reactive metals. Example of highly reactive metals: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, and aluminum. Next one is moderate reactive metal. The reaction takes place minutes and hours. They are called moderate reactive metals. Example of it is zinc, ferrous, lead, and copper. Zinc, ferrous, lead, and copper. The reaction takes place within minutes and hours. They are called moderate reactive metals. Next one, low reactive metal. The reaction takes place in days and months and years. They are called low reactive metals. Examples of low reactive metals is the first one is mercury, silver. Next one is platinum, iron. So these are the low reactive metal. According to the reaction, metals classified into three types. One is the highly reactive metals, moderate reactive metals, and low reactive metals. Highly reactive metal, the reaction takes place within seconds. They are called highly reactive metals. Examples of highly reactive metal: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, and aluminum. Moderate reactive metal, the reaction takes place within hours and minutes and Dale. They are called moderate reactive metal. Examples of zinc, ferrous, lead, and copper. Low reactive metal. The reaction takes place within days or months and years. They are called low reactive metals. Example of mercury, silver, platinum, and gold are. So these are the reactivity of metal. So most of the metals available in the form of oxides and sulfides and carbonates and chlorides. That's why most of these metal that belongs to the 16th group, Chalcogen family. Most of the metals are available in the Chalcogen family. Chalco means ore, genus means produce. The metal which are produced from the ore, there belongs to Chalcogen family. Example of that 16th group elements, Chalcogen family. Next one, extraction of metal, extraction of metals from the ores. Extraction of metals from the ores. So after the mining, the metal we have to extract it from the ore. The ores are present under the earth crust. So extraction of metal from the ore, it is involves mainly the three stages in this. They are first one, concentration and dressing. Concentration or dressing. Second one, extraction of crude metal. Extraction of crude metals. Extraction of crude metals. Third one, purification and refining or purification of the metal. So these are the three steps are involved in the extraction of metal from the ore. Extraction of metals from the ores, that involves three stages here. One is concentration or pressing. Second one is extraction of crude metals. Third one is refining or purification of the metal. Let us see the first one is concentration and dressing. So after the mining, the ore is contaminated many of the impurities such as clay and sand. These we have to call gangue. The impurities which are present in the ore, that we have to call gangue. Gangue is nothing but impurities. After mining the ore, which are contaminated many of the impurities such as clay and sand particle. The impurities which are present in the ore, we have to call gangue. And this we have to remove the impurities from the ore. So further, some of the physical methods we have to adapt it, and that physical methods is depend on the size or color according to their character, according to their property. So then we have to remove the impurities which are present in the ore. So what are the physical methods? Let us see now. Concentration or dressing involves some of the physical method. By that we can easily remove the impurities from the ore. We have to do the concentration or dressing of the ore. Very simple thing, children. Here, concentration or dressing is nothing but the ores are present under the earth crust. After mining the ore, which is consist of many of the impurities like sand and clay particle, that we have to remove from that. So for that, we have to use some of the physical method. The impurities which are present in the ore, that we have called gangue. Gangue is nothing but impurities, which are unwanted particles. We have to remove from the ore. Then the ore will be clean. So that's why concentration or dressing of the ore involves some of the physical methods. These physical methods are depend on their size and color. First of all, concentration and dressing of the ore involves the 4 physical method. First one is hand picking method. Second one is washing method. Third one is froth flotation method. Fourth one is magnetic separation method. So these are the 4 stages involved in the concentration and dressing of the ore, children. So here, concentration or dressing of the ore involves the 4 physical methods. They are hand picking method. Second one is washing method. Third one is froth flotation method. Fourth one is magnetic separation method. Let us see the first one, hand picking method. So this physical method mainly depend on size and color. The properties depend on size and color. According to that, we can easily remove the ore impurities which are present in that. So either ore particle size is different or color is different. By that, we can easily remove the impurities which are present in that. It is a very simple example, children. So, for example, our mother is every day cooking the rice, food. So, in that, before that, so what are the impurities, what are the sand, what are the clay, what are the stones are present in the rice? Our mother is easily picked with her hand and throw it outside. But that is depend on color or size. Either the impurities color is different or ore particle color is different. Or impurity size is different or ore particle size is different. For example, see, in the rice, most of the impurities, they are black in color in the rice. The stones are mostly black in color in the rice. According to that color, we can easily pick out with our hand. So same way, hand picking method, so it is mainly depend on the size and color. In that, any one properties different to the ore are impurities. So by that we can easily remove the impurities which are present. For example, see children here, these are the ore particles and impurities. Both are mixing in this. We require ore particle because from the ore we can get the metal. We have to we have to collect the ore particle and impurities, the stones are everything from this, that we have to remove and throw it outside. Here impurities and ore particles are mixing together. But how we can separate? By the hand picking method. So then by their size and color must be different. Either ore color is different or impurities color are different. Either ore size is different or impurities. According to that, we can easily pick out with our hand. For example, these are the impurities size. Impurities in this. These are the ore particles, metal particles. So impurity size are bigger than the ore particle. That's why we can easily remove it with our hand picking method. So this is called hand picking method. So hand picking method mainly the properties either size or color is different to the ore or impurities. Then we can easily remove with our hand. Next one, washing method. This method, in this method, ore particles are crushed into small pieces and placed onto the slope surface. Before that, the ore particles are crushed along with impurities, and these are placed on the slope surfaces. Allow the water slowly through this. Then the less sensitive impurities they carried out and reached there. Impurities. Understood? In washing method, the first ore particles we have to make it as a crush, small pieces ga cheyali. That is placed on slopy surface. A pieces అన్నిటి ఒక slope surface పైన వేసిన తర్వాత we should allow the water very slowly. Water slow గా వచ్చేయాలి. Then less density impurities. What are the waste particle present in that? That is carried out to the bottom. And the metal particle, ore particles are stayed here only. This is called the washing method. And next one, froth flotation method. Froth flotation method. So it is very important, children. Diagram and this concept is very most important. So it is the froth flotation method. Especially this method is mainly used to the sulfide ores. Sulfide ores like galena, like cinnabar, like copper iron pyrites. Okay, children, like so these are. So especially this method is froth flotation method is used to the sulfide ores. Same way, first these ores are make it as a crust, small pieces, take it to the flotation cell and allow the water. To this add some amount of pine oil. Pine oil. So this oil is help to produces of froth. By addition of oil, it will help to produce of froth. Froth is nothing but nuraga, children. Oil మనం యాడ్ చేయగానే దీంట్లో నురగని ఇస్తుంది అన్నమాట. So then blow the air through this pipe. Air pipe it is. So compressed air pipe. So we have to blow the air very forcefully, very pressurely. Then the air is forcefully enter into the flotation cell and create the disturbance in the cell. Due to that, so in this forms are formed. Nuraga form అవుతుంది. Due to that, the impurities which are in settling down and ore particles are settled to the surface, move towards the surface. These are the ore particles, and slowly the ore particles are removed out, and we have to keep it away. Impurities are stayed down. These are the impurities. So this is a froth flotation method. Very most important topic, children. It is diagram also very important and answer also most important. Froth flotation method. This method mainly used to the sulfide ores. The first ores are make it as a crush, taken to the flotation cell, allow the water some, and add some amount of pine oil to this. By addition of pine oil, it will create the foam in this. Now blow the air through the air compressor here. Blow the air very forcefully. Then the air is enter into the flotation cell and create the disturbance in that. So due to that, foam will form. By the foam, the lightweight particles are reached to the surface of the cell and the impurities are settled down. So the metals here, the metal particles are reached to the surface and impurities are settled bottom. This is called the froth flotation method. And next one is magnetic separation. Magnetic separation. So the magnetic separation in this, if the ore are impurities. In the ore impurities, one of them is magnetic substance, another one is the non-magnetic substance. Because of ore is impurities means the impurities, one we have to use the magnetic substances, another one used to the non-magnetic substance. So from that we have to use the two wheels. So this is the magnetic separation method, children. Diagram also is also very most important. Magnetic separation method. In this, one of the ore is impurities. Then we have to use one is the magnetic, another one is non-magnetic. So here two will be there here. So the ore particles are make it as a crush and placed into the turbine. It's a turbine. Ore we have to make it as a pieces and place into the turbine. Now, which is allow the ore particles, crushed particles slowly on the belt, conveyor belt. In this belt will be rotated continuously due to that. So some of the impurities means non-magnetic ores are moved towards this and magnetic ores are separated to this. So means impurities are moved one side and ore particles are separated one side. This is the magnetic separation. By this also we can separate the impurities and the ore particles. Once again, so magnetic separation, the mainly by this we can separate ore particles and impurities. So which is consist of two magnetic fields here and a conveyor belt, turbine and start will be there. So the ore particle, the crushed ore particles are placed into the turbine, which is allowed slowly on the conveyor belt. So in this, ore particles are separated one side, magnetic ore it is, and the non-magnetic ores are separated one side. These are the impurities and these are the magnetic ores. So this is the magnetic separation method. So this is the first one, concentration and dressing of the ore consists of four physical methods. They are hand picking method, washing method, flotation method and magnetic separation method. So these are the four methods in the first one, concentration and dressing of the ore. Very most important, children. These are. So this is the today's topic, and we will meet the next session, and we will discuss some more important points in this. Thank you very much.